Yeah, I just want to quickly talk about the life of three people in the scriptures: King Solomon, King David, his father, and King Saul. These people in the scripture is key to looking at how God deal with us and in terms of disobedience and in terms of what we ask from God. King Saul didn't ask to become the king of the Jews or Israel. He was picked because the people needed him. People needed a king just like other nations. However, King David was chosen by God because of the shortcomings of King Saul, you know. And David being chosen, he did great power by killing Goliath, and the whole people in the nation of Israel decided to sing praises unto him. That really did arouse the spirit of Saul to begin chasing David. Remember, David was anointed to be king of Israel at the age of 17, but he didn't get onto the throne much later at the age of 30 plus. David, on the contrary, was a man after God's heart as described by the scripture, and he wrote most of the books of Psalms. If you read First Kings, Second Kings, you will see the story of David there. His son Solomon was as a result of David's affair with one of his soldiers' wife. He actually sent the soldier to the battlefront for him to be killed so that he can be with the wife. That was how Solomon came into being. Three things with regards to acts from this. Saul didn't ask to become king. David didn't ask to become king. Neither is Solomon. But when it comes to acts, Solomon asks for wisdom. And God said, because you ask for wisdom, I will give you every other thing, riches, everything. God gave, bless Solomon. David is a man after God's heart. And whenever he does wrong, even when he sent that soldier to the front where took the wife who gave birth to Solomon, Solomon asked for mercy. God said, David asked for mercy. And God said, David is a man after his heart. But Saul wasn't forgiven because he never asked, rather he was given excuses as to why he left a flock of sheep, which he ought to have killed, and some of the Amorites, because God gave instruction, kill all the Amorites, don't let anyone free. But he kept some. When Samuel asked him, he said Samuel had taken too long to come to give him instruction as to how to go about the battle that they were facing at the war. And that was when God pronounced to King Saul that the throne has left his lineage, his family. Then it took David another 17 years after being anointed to be king at the age of 17 to become king of Israel. Look at the story. And when you look at this story, you see the attribute of God in our being. He said, when you ask, it shall be given. When you knock, it will be open. So David has always been there knocking at God's door with mercy. Father, have mercy. Father, have mercy. And God always give him that mercy granted to him. Solomon asked for wisdom, and God opened a lot of doors for him. So today I want to encourage us as believers, as Christians. When we ask, we should ask with open heart. Mercy is very key to opening God's heart for him to answer our prayers through Jesus Christ. Let us be like David, who continually go to God to ask. Even in the midst of battle, David always had God first in his heart. I love David. May God enable us to always ask for mercy. In whatever we do, seek God first. That is the key with which David had actually operated in his life. Thank you, and God bless you. And I'll speak to you about another subject some other time. Thanks. If you have any subject you want to talk about in the scripture, put it in the comments and we'll trash it. Thank you.